Hello, my friend. How's it going? Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good time. If you're not, I hope this brings. I don't know why I'm doing that, but hope this brings some fun time to your day. You know what I mean? Anyway, got a little guest, but before I introduce him, I want to speak on a couple of things. Yeah, it's come to my attention that, some feedback that I've had from people is that I jump on from subjects to subjects too quickly. Yeah, I'm trying to improve. I appreciate when people tell me, how they feel about it, because it genuinely makes it better. So, if you told your opinion about the podcast to me, I appreciate you. Keep doing it. I take it in and I want to improve it. I want to make it better. So, if there's anything you'd like to see done differently or whatever, let me know. I'll consider it. I won't necessarily do it because it's my thing at the end of the day. It's my choice. But I'll see if it's a good idea. But yeah, I've noticed I jump on from subject to subject a bit too quickly. So, yeah, that's that. Obviously, I actually have my newsletter now, and the last one with Katie, I said, I will have a newsletter and whatever, but I've actually now made it, got a few subscribers to it. I haven't sent out one yet, but I will just after this podcast comes out. If you want to sign up to it, a link will be in the bio, whether in Spotify or wherever else you see it. I will just include some interesting things that I found over the last week or two. Obviously, I'll have all my videos and that, the podcast and any other YouTube videos that I've decided to do. I've been doing a couple music video reactions and stuff recently, just to test things out. You know what I mean? But anyway, if you want to sign up, that'll be there. It'll be just stuff I think it's worth reading or worth looking into. Quotes, books, whatever. Articles, videos, films, stuff like that. Anyway, podcast today. My brother Ime. Ime's a good one, Ime, I've met. My dad's calling. I'll give him a call back. But Ime, I met through sort of this music video world, isn't it? He's a director. So he hired me a couple of times as a camera operator, cinematographer type of thing. So we've worked on a few music videos before, and he's just we talk a lot about just struggles, not necessarily struggles, but just growing up as a man, and just struggles of London, frustrations with the UK industry. How when you become a certain age, you become more aware of certain downfalls that you have and how you want to fix those and how you want to go about your life in a better way. And I think he's gone through quite a big journey over the last couple of years where, he's really trying to put his life together in a way that's beneficial to him in terms of career, life enjoyment, etc., etc. He's got a bright future in front of him. He's definitely a good one. But yeah, without saying too much more, I really enjoy this conversation. Again, thanks Ime for coming on. Really enjoy that. Really appreciate you coming on. Obviously, big changes happening in your life as well now. Moving jobs and all that. But yeah, man, I'll leave it to whatever the conversation was because it has already happened. But yeah, anyway, I'm just waffling now. So I guess we'll get into it, aren't we? I guess we have to, because it's what happens in podcasts. People talk, but they get introduced first. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm trying shit. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. Bless everyone out there.
Yeah, I can hear myself. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yes, Ime.
Yes.
We're in. I think it's recording.
Calm.
Thank you very much for coming on.
No worries, bro.
Where'd you even come from?
Came from London Bridge.
London. Oh, because that's what your job is.
Yeah. I just quit today, actually, funnily enough.
You quit today?
Yeah, I'm going to follow my dreams.
Wow. That is fun. I didn't even know that. What even happened?
No, nothing crazy happened or anything like that. It's just basically, for a long time, I just realized I was being underpaid in it. And then I realized, you know what, this isn't actually the place for me, innit? So I've been lucky in recent times to just be searching like crazy, bro. I even had to stop going gym, and you know how much I love going gym.
Yeah.
So managed to find a job. Some guys have come back to me. There's this production company, actually. I won't say the name, obviously, but production company, they hired me. Well, they've sent me the contract through in it. So I just thought, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. The mission for this year is alignment.
Alignment.
It's alignment.
I feel that big time.
Yeah.
So what? Because this old job was all about like motion graphics and because for head.
Yep.
That was it. Yeah.
Yep. Bless up the head.
Bless up. I remember wearing that brand when I was like 14.
Yeah, 14. Bro. Even 14.
Yeah.
My dad had a head bag back in the day. God knows where the hell he got it from. He had like head and high tech and stuff like that. So I remember when I got hired by the brand, I was like, Head UK, what the fuck is this? Got to the brand, and I was like, oh
that one. Yeah.
Because my dad watches tennis, innit? He loves it.
I remember I had like a black and white bag.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's funny. So what, you quit today? Big moves. How
moves,
you feeling,
man? You know what? Everyone keeps asking me this. It's so weird. It's like,
because you've worked there for a couple
years now. Yeah, I've been there for like 2 years and a bit. So I feel light, I must say. Like the weight of that company is off my shoulders. And it was mad because I've been trying to quit since last year, August. I've been ready, even July, I've been ready to leave that company, man. And I just didn't know. I was like, don't get me wrong, obviously BKAS is still going and stuff like that. But I was like, you know what, I can't just leave this place now. I need to have an idea of why and what and so on and so forth. So come into this year now, and I don't know, but something about the energy in 2022 is just different. Everyone's just awake. Ready to get shit done.
I think, definitely, because the last couple of years, everyone just sort of, there wasn't much happening. There wasn't much progress.
Nope.
Because it's so funny because I see people, that I haven't seen since COVID, 2019, and I see him and like so little's changed. It feels like I just because there's so many people I met just before COVID, and it feels like I've only known him for a year, not 3 years.
Bloody hell, COVID's been this. It's been
And allow it.
But yeah, no, to be honest with you, I know exactly what you mean, because the stillness of COVID, now it was like, okay, nothing's changed. I remember 2020 hit, COVID hit, breakup hit, and then I was like, I'm just stuck in this job. Jesus Christ. So it's just me and me. I just had to think all the time. Smoke and crow, ridiculously. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Nah, whatever.
Smoke and crow out my ass. Yeah. And I just remember, I think the whole of 2020, don't get me wrong, I was active, I was doing the motion design stuff. That's what kept me alive. Then we had videos that we'd worked on together.
Yeah, of course.
And I think it came into 2021, and it was 2021 when I just looked at everything and thought, I'm making the same mistakes. I saved a lot of money in 2020, I must say. Then invested it. I'm sure everyone did the same thing, invested in crypto and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I remember same issues started propping up with money. Like midway through the year, I'm spending money on takeaway and all sorts of things I shouldn't be spending money on. Then I just realized, I was like, nah, it can't go like this again. Like, why have I been so comfortable? Do you get where I'm coming from? So I think there was a mad learning curve of dealing with discomfort, because I've always dealt with discomfort, but it's like that discomfort of going from 0 to 0.5 and then 1. Because I've been saying this to Dean a lot recently, that there's a difference in it. A lot of people will kind of say things in a way where it's like, yeah, you do these 7 tips and you're going to go from this to that. And it's like, okay, that's you telling someone how to go from 0 to 5. It doesn't ever work. No one even takes the first step. But if you can detail to someone how to go from 0 to 0.5, you will naturally go to 1. And that 1, it feels way better. Like dopamine, all this stuff. Like the way you'll naturally feel when you've grinded on something for a few months and then got it finally after a few months, that delayed gratification. I started to just learn, and working out taught me that, innit? Like all through 2020, sitting there, working out, doing pull-ups every single day. And it's like, I couldn't do 1 pull-up at the beginning of 2020. Got to the end of the year and people were just like, how long have you been doing pull-ups for? How long have you been doing calisthenics for? It's like, oh, Jesus. What if I applied this to my craft.
That's
now.
great. Well, you couldn't do one pull-up.
I couldn't do one, bro. There's
Is
still
it?
videos of me with the resistance band on my shoulders all tight. Getting like halfway, doing like half reps and shit. And then, but that taught me a lot.
That's
about
crazy.
Everything. It's like my growth as a man, yeah, from 2021 to 2022 was crazy. I started figuring out so many things, like so many things I don't want to do. Let's put it that way. Like, love working out to bits. I don't want to be a PT. What the fuck am I working out this much for? Do you get where I'm coming from? I love working on the computer, but I don't want to be a motion designer. It's a skill that I have. That's the way I look at it. I want to be a director. So I was like, you know what? Jesus Christ. If I want to be a director at my age and go somewhere in the next few years, I got to really think different, go in different paths and shit like that. So, yeah.
Big changes.
Big changes.
Big
man.
changes.
Hella
In terms of
uncomfortable.
mindset, mainly, is what it sounds like.
It's the biggest one. It's the mindset shift of just focusing in on, rather than doing 10 different things. It's also even figuring out what them things flipping were. But rather than doing a million different things a little bit, it's like, okay, all these little bits, put it in 1 to 3 different things. And so for now, that's why I was like, okay, cool. I'm not about to leave any job because freelance right now isn't where I need it to be. But let me work in a place where at least it's setting me up for freelance. I'm learning the skills.
It's in the same industry.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
You learn a skill.
Learning a skill, developing a skill, so on and so forth.
And you're around the people that sort of like, you sort of see how things happen. You see how like these like projects happen and how like people get involved and how you have to deal with clients and like
exactly
all that stuff.
So I'm just trying to figure shit out, bro. Like, and not the grind till you die kind of figure out. More of the, work, see how things move. Like, all right, I might be at this next company for 6 months, a year, 2 years. Do you get what I'm saying?
So what is this new job?
It's more of an editing role. Still going to involve motion, but it's editing and it's for a production company. So these guys, they do like music videos, ads and film. So it's like, cool, music videos, even if there's flipping one music video on my days, thank you very much, I'm involved, editing,
nice.
Going crazy.
Who's it?
I won't say. I won't say. I'll tell you after the recording though. But these guys, what I like the most about it is this is like a new company.
Okay.
Funnily enough, they're like what BKAS is going to be.
Right.
So it's almost even like, let me be here, learn here.
Oh yeah, and
even
then
as
take
well,
it.
develop here, as in develop the company. Then take all that and do my thing with BKAS in a few.
Because then also like you take that knowledge to BKAS, but then you always have that connection.
Exactly.
And then man, this industry is so much about like networking and like and like when they're too busy having a job or something, they'll be like, we know fucking Ime and BKAS.
Yeah, offload to him quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I think the goal for this year, obviously then the mission is alignment, but a big goal of mine is to just get the portfolio looking absolutely sexy.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
Do you put things in a portfolio that you just thought, I can't even remember how I fucking did this. Because with the portfolio, you take the portfolio towards places you need it to be. That's your product. You can take it around and go, I'm a director. Look how amazing I am. Do you get where I'm coming from? Because like you said, it is all about networking, and I'm just kind of understanding that whole thing now. It sounds so stupid to say this. Obviously, I've been doing it for ages.
Oh, bruv, I get what you mean so much because like the same, like we've been doing it for like a few years, and I see people that have networking skills that are so beyond my imagination. Well, before my imagination back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, for example, there's this one girl that I'm trying to get on the podcast. Her name's Holly, innit?
Yeah.
But she's not too keen on chatting too much. She's scared I'm gonna cancel her. So but I'm trying. But bruv, her networking skills is crazy. Like like she had this thing. Yeah, we done a job for Puma, when I job for him, like filming like Lewis Hamilton and that, it was all crazy.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, that was the first half of the day. So she was directing that whole thing, taking pictures. And then the second half of the day, she had to book a hotel near that thing because she was remotely directing, I think, for Nike in America.
Oh, shit.
But like, like the way she does these things, she's also independent, or she don't even have like an agent or something.
Oh, really?
So but she does it very good, doesn't it? Because she's one of those people that like, what she does is she takes on every project as like I don't need this project to like survive. So she can like really put her foot down and sound super confident. Because that's exactly what people want to hear. So often, obviously, his portfolios and stuff is important. But if you can make you feel your client comfortable, that you can get the job done. They'll give you the job.
Yeah, entirely. If you can just put the words together.
Exactly. Convince them. They're like, I can do this. No problem. You ain't gonna worry about it. Like, sit back, enjoy your life.
We're gonna make this beautiful.
You make this beautiful. Like, we'll make you lots of money. And like, they love that shit. Love that. And she's so good at it. I'm trying to learn from her. But
being around, innit? That's the best
100%.
for fuck's sake. But that's see, stuff like that is where I've been learning now, like, oh, this has been my shortcoming for so long. Like, even another ability within networking is the ability to spot who it is you need to talk to. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, obviously I've been out and about with Dino recently, and it's like, oh God, you see, I'm sure it's like this in any city. There's so many people talking about what they do. They don't do a damn thing. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, everyone can always make themselves sound like they're, got a yacht at home. They don't even have a yacht. It's like public transport for you. And
got the bus.
I've just been reading and learning because it's okay. I have technical skills. That is going to improve in my own time. But it's so crazy how if you don't know the right people, those technical skills are just for no reason.
They don't matter.
Unless you can build like a really good profile on Instagram, but then that's a whole different like kind of marketing thing that you need to understand as well. Like me and Dean been trying out this thing called 5x5 on Instagram.
What's that?
So you follow 5 people, you DM 5 people you've not DM'd before, you follow 5 hashtags. That's 3 of them. Reply to 5 people's stories. And there was one more. I can't see if I can remember.
5 comments or something.
5 comments on people's posts. There you go. Because I ain't done that today yet. But like that's the thing where it's like,
so that's like every day or
every day.
Oh,
every
nice.
day.
So what? You just do that and then just try and like see what happens from it.
See what happens. You know,
I like that.
Like building a network.
Yeah. So where'd you get that from?
Just on YouTube, bro.
Yeah, just some like.
I'll just be searching the rap. Sorry to hit this thing. But like, honestly, YouTube, like, it's so mad how the internet has everything. Ask the right questions. That's what I've started to understand recently, that whatever you want is there. So you want to develop your business. Someone at a lower level might think, how to develop my business. And that's like the top line question. You haven't, asked the question of how do I grow my page? And that's another top line question where it's like, okay, then what do I need to know about marketing? Because they'll say, yeah, you just need to market. Then it's like, okay, how do I market? Then they're going to say, you're going to do social media marketing, this marketing, that marketing, this marketing. It's like, if you know the right question to ask, you can go from this top line thing to the depth. As soon as you get here, as long as you have some sort of like understanding, you just learn your way back up and then you go, oh, all right, cool. I'm going to do this. Do you go? And that's where I've been at recently. My brain, I don't know what it is. Like there's this faith that I have in my brain that if I have as much information as I throw at it, eventually it's just going to go. And then boom, everything's going to make sense. Do you get where I'm coming from? So, yeah, that's where I've been at. That's the journey I'm on currently.
Nice. What's the vision with BKAS then? What's the like
BKAS? Man,
like where do you want to take it? Because obviously you're saying like a production company type of vibe, which sort of is at the moment. But what's
I'd say okay, org, PG Lang, things like that. Yeah. Brothers. Things like that.
Bravo, I forgot about Brothers.
Them man are just crazy. But that's where we want to be in a sense of like. Or kid art, it's like we could be our own entity. That's one side, but more like org, where it's like we come to you for some incredible artistic shit. That's where we want to be. And it's like, we've understood, because for the longest time, we was kind of stuck in that thing of, all right, cool, man, we've got our Instagram out there, we'll just kind of wait for emails. And it didn't really used to be us in it. But we kind of had an idea that, okay, we want to, you know, appeal more to production companies, blah, blah, blah. So we can't necessarily just be taking on these random projects and shit that we get through our Instagram. And it's kind of hurt us a bit. I can't even lie to you. Like, everything's really, really slowed down. But also, giving us this time to sit has made us understand, oh, what made us this was us doing what we fucking wanted to do.
You got to take that step back sometimes. Because
to see it all.
Yes, to see it, yeah. Because it's easy to get stuck in that loop of just like, okay, cool. Do a little music video, like couple grand budget, do this one, this one. And it's easy, isn't it? Because you can keep doing that, but there's no real progression. And you can have progression from it, but you have to step back at some point and be like, okay, cool. Like you said, realign the whole the whole mission. Because I feel like, I'm in a similar sort of mind space where I've been doing jobs where I haven't really been enjoying too much. So it's like, why, like, for me, it's like also like, you gotta make the most of life as well.
Yeah.
You gotta make, like,
this is the project I took 2 months of my life to work on. Like, oh God, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. It just doesn't make sense, man. Your time is moving in this direction.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't ever go in the opposite direction. So I'm at that place now. I'm 28. So I make something where I go, I'm happy to have worked on that. You see the Jammer and Jamie video that we did?
Yeah.
I'm happy to have worked on that.
Yeah.
What else is it that we've done where I thought, I'm happy to have worked on that? That was one of them.
Jammer and Jamie, that was sick.
That was a sick video.
Yeah. It was just fun. It was just going in that room. Did you see there was that documentary with Seshi, I'm Next.
The Hood Attenborough one.
Yeah, Hood Attenborough, on No Jumper. He done one with Jammer the other day.
I didn't watch it, but what's it saying?
Yeah, it's good, man. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Jammer's just a fucking nice guy, you know what I mean?
He's a cool guy. A bit mental, but he's a cool guy.
Yeah, definitely mental. But like, it was interesting to see the whole, like, I don't know, like the whole madness behind it, because there's a lot of interesting things that were said in there. Like, for example, how his dad was actually dad to like so many people around him that didn't have a father figure around. He sort of like, his house became this like
this kind of social hub.
Community center almost, where
it definitely felt like that when we was there.
Definitely. Yeah, that place is, it's magical, bro.
It is got a special energy to it, innit? And there's a lot of, if we're even forking the convo off now, there's a lot of places that lack that nowadays, man. There's not many places with soul in it no more. And I was watching this guy on YouTube, Ivan Jurek. I don't know if I've ever sent him to you.
The squat guy.
Yeah.
Squat guy.
What I love about his videos the most is just the way it's what he's talking about. Do you get where I'm coming from? It's like, it's rare to have a conversation with someone a few years older than you and they can just see life from a completely different perspective. So he just does that 20-minute videos of him squatting and whatnot.
But he's chatting.
He talks through, so he's talking through like body stuff, but he's also talking through some like philosophical shit. And he said how in an age where we're always pushing for efficiency, things lose their soul. Do you get where I'm coming from? So I remember I was discussing this the other day, like how culture now is digital. There is a digital culture now. Like, you can, don't get me wrong, but nowadays it's so easy for like an actual culture, a way of being, a way of dressing, a way of talking, a way of eating food, everything online. TikTok has its own culture and many subcultures within it. Instagram has its own culture. Twitter has its own culture. And I just realized, like, oh, damn, these are cultures created off of the back of efficiency. Like, now, look how being on Instagram has changed the way people talk with one another. So you've got something like, rather than actually saying words to a person, you're just going to swipe up on their story and you're going to hit one of the reactions. And it's like, all right, cool. Then someone else is going to double tap that reaction. And it's like, rah. what if you went up to someone, smiled at them without saying anything, and they double tapped your shoulder? Wouldn't you be like, what the fuck are you doing?
They're like, what the hell's
Do you
going
get where I'm
on?
coming from? So
Yeah.
like a lot of places have lost their soul in it, because I think it's the soul in a place that brings people to it. Do you get where I'm coming from? And then this.
Do you not think there's like a soul within those communities as well?
It's,
Like that, those like digital communities.
there is. I would never ever say that there isn't. There definitely is, and there's a lot of positivity that happens within them. I just think sometimes, like, that aspect of something going on is lost. Like, you know, I can't even really properly explain it, but if we're linking this, like, okay, look at drill and in comparison to grime. Like, don't get me wrong, drill is its own proper culture. Things happen outside as well. But to an extent, drill is very digital in comparison to how grime was. And grime had its culture outside. Drill has it, but it's different. I don't know if you kind of get where I'm coming from.
100%.
Like,
also, drill is young culture, like
Yeah, like
really
super
young. Like it's crazy.
12 to 17, 12 to 18.
Yeah. Because after that, people grow out of it.
Yeah.
They're sort of like, you know what I mean? You definitely grow out of drill. You can definitely still bang drill tunes, but you can't really connect
You wouldn't live with it.
No.
That kind of happened for grime as well. I went through grime myself. I think I hit like 19 and thought, no, UK music is a bit too... leave it. Like, I got to listen to some grown man Nas and Mos Def and all these people. But I don't know, drill for me, as much as it has its culture, it has its dances, it has its way of dressing, it doesn't have clashes. You know, when you'd go to a set, a dance, a rave, and the man and both got mics and they're clashing. It's all going crazy. Like, it's got its things, but it doesn't have as much of a soul as grime had. And drill, with this kind of like efficiency wave, has kind of easily lost its soul. Because its soul was in some terror music to kill people with. Obviously, don't get me wrong, that's not what drill man are on. They're just making music to their pain and stuff like that.
Of course, yeah.
That soul isn't there as much anymore. It very quickly goes from something that was something just because it was that way to something that is now the way it is now, like with more watered down versions of it, which is part of a culture's growth, I get it, or a genre's growth. But at the same time, it's like, this happens super quick nowadays. Do you get where I'm coming from? Where something could be the way it is for a year, and then in the next year, it's something else.
And also, like, obviously, back in grime days, you know, like you'd make a tune, it would make the rounds, and people would get excited if someone outside their area heard the tune. Now, if your tune don't get 1 million views
in the same day,
it's like
no one's hearing this.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a completely different. Yeah, like you said, it sort of is about efficiency. It's a good point. Efficiency. Where it's like, like the speed of which things happen is completely different to how it was.
Way different, bro. And that's okay. Like I don't know if you've heard people kind of complaining and saying things like, this isn't content, it's art. And it's like, okay, I straddle both sides with that thing, because it's like,
what in particular, or just about drill, or just
kind of in general.
Okay,
let's talk about in general.
Yeah.
Because it's like, on one side, content is content. It's quick, it's easy, get out. And obviously art is supposed to be something you kind of sit on and you create, and it comes from somewhere. Personally, I'm like, the way I see it is, content is the new canvas for your art. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Obviously, it's still pop art, isn't it? It's pop culture art.
Pop culture art. Do you get where I'm coming from? And like subverting things from where they were to something else. That's what people have been doing for years now. Hip hop is basically based on that, taking samples from here and throwing some new shit on it. And everyone does that now. Like, even in design, in art, people just go, I'm gonna take stuff from here, and throw some new shit on it. Do you know where I'm coming from?
Well, there's that saying, everything's a remix as well, isn't it?
Exactly. So I think with things like drill kind of I don't even know how to properly explain it, bro. Do you know where I'm coming from? Like, it has that same thing where the art is one way. And then, I'm definitely waffling now.
No,
You know, the train of thought just kinda leaves you for a second.
But yeah, it's definitely interesting because it's content art. Well, yes, but like again, art is
What's art?
Yeah, exactly. It's like what is
Super
art?
duper subjective, isn't it?
Yeah, and
What about you? How do you feel about it?
What
is content art or?
I think so. I mean, it's like it might be. It's hard to like justify art sometimes because some people try and justify art by how much effort gets put into the.
No.
But it's not about that. It's not about that. Like. People take the piss out of like the Tate sometimes when there's like a blank canvas or like just a red canvas or something. Yeah. It is a bit ridiculous, but it's got a point. It always has a point.
How I see it, if it made you move, it's art.
Yeah.
If it made you move, even if it actually made you move, but if it moved you internally, in some way, it's art. So that's like the argument about Young Thug being an artist. And it's like, he is an artist.
Oh, Young Thug is...
You know why I say Young Thug is an artist? Young Thug's better than Kendrick, by the way.
All my days.
I'm about to turn some heads right now.
Jesus
but Young Thug
Christ.
is better than Kendrick all the way. Don't give a shit. Not even willing to discuss it.
Wow.
But yeah, Young Thug, why I say Young Thug is an artist is because there's so many people that do mumble rap. But for some reason, he's got the most numbers. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, obviously, I'm sure there's other marketing things that have gone into it.
Do you want water, by the way?
Yes.
Sparkling or normal?
Oh, I do a sparkling,
Perrier.
Jeez, thank you very much. But yeah, Young Thug, personally, I just think if you can make the people move, you've made art. That's how I see it. In the end, it's designed for people to do.
Yeah, I guess so.
To move you in a way without telling you. So it's like, I'm going to show you something rather than telling you to feel whatever the hell you want to feel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's confusing, isn't it? It is confusing because then there's certain... Because some content is like, it's just mad boring and like, it don't really make you feel any type of way. So it's hard to... it's hard to like weigh up the differences. What I guess just moving on, but what do you think what frustrates you the most about like the UK culture, like London culture?
You know what? It's the complaining, man.
The complaining.
It's the complaining, bro. Some people didn't grow up broke enough, I think. Honest to God, I think some people didn't grow up broke enough, man. Like, even if you didn't have much, you had too much. Because I was also someone who complained a lot. I can't even lie to you. Definitely still complain to this day. But at least it's something now where I've understood kind of the self-sabotage that's within complaining. Like, rather than actually sitting, figuring it out. Which is why I love lockdown. Like, lockdown was tough, but when I look back on it, it's like, whoa, that's like a turning point for me. And when you can sit with yourself, can proper like deep things, understand things, you'll start to go, oh, I know what to do next. But if someone reaches out and they slap you, and you go, oh my God, why did you slap me? And they slap you again. Now, deeper like this. What if they slapped you and you said, right, he slapped me. I see the other arm coming, whoosh, I can dodge it. Do you get what I'm coming from? Like, that's what happens when people complain in the UK. So, like, okay, we're part of like a lost generation. If I think back to like, early 90s in the UK, there was people doing UK hip hop, moving waters, doing all sorts of stuff. And the baton passed to us. And the Mike Skinners in the world, all them people, the baton passed to us. And there's obviously people who did their thing in the alternative space in the UK. I'm not taking away from them, but it was never allowed to grow into something because each time, because there was like a generation before us who tried and didn't go nowhere because one person did their thing or two people did their thing and then it just kind of fizzled. And now, thank God in this age, there are more people, Little Sims, Nux, Loyal Kana, all sorts of names. But still, it doesn't feel like drill feels. Do you get where I'm coming from? Because there's too many people complaining on this side, I believe. And there's not enough people kind of getting up, figuring shit out, making the next move. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Do you think that stems stems a lot from like comparing. I feel like a lot of bad shit comes from comparing. Good stuff can come from it because it's a good sort of competition thing, but like UK always playing catch up with the US, innit?
Yeah,
Always.
I must say.
And I feel like some people have like a bit of like a chip on their shoulders, like why people from the US like doing so much better and la 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 la.
And that's the self-sabotage.
Yeah.
That's the self-sabotage. Because it's like, why couldn't you think of ways in which you could do it? Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, even if you just looked at your brain like a freaking like a hard drive, like a computer, like RAM on a computer.
Yeah.
Complaining is, if you got 32 gigabytes of RAM, complaining is taking up a good 20 gigabytes of RAM and you're taking there, so I don't know what the fuck you're thinking about. Do you get what I'm coming from? Other than complaining, and you're just left with 6 gigabytes of RAM to figure your own shit out, and then the rest is for the system. And it's like, if you bothered, to actually just, slowly just phase it out. Like, I'm gonna complain less. I'm gonna see something, let it rise me internally, and then I'm not gonna say anything. And kind of train your mind to not complain, but to understand why things have worked on this level, not up here. Because that's another thing that we fall for as well is, we'll see a new artist in America come up and all of a sudden he's relevant here, and we don't understand the steps he's had to go through to get here. Okay, like even our own talent, Central C, apparently, he's been making music since 2012. We blew up last year, like during COVID. That's 8 years. Do you get what I'm saying? He's still a young man, don't get me wrong.
It's a long time.
It's a long time making music.
But people don't see it, innit? Yeah.
People don't see it. You know what people see? People see that he came up in 2020 and he's like, oh yeah, what was Central C? Because he looks the part, but he probably had to figure out how to look the part. Do you get where I'm coming from? And then work with a team to keep him looking the part. Do you get where I'm coming from? And then doing the moves in which to make you think he's the part, which is more important, I believe, personally. But I don't know. You live, you learn.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's so many cogs in the system with stuff like that in there. Like people forget that people actually have like publicists and marketing teams and whole label behind them, which figures, it's all about this like image, innit? Like what people think of you.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
because it's more important. That's the story you're telling. Do you get what I'm coming? Like, that's what I've been reading up on a lot recently, is storytelling. Like, and the intent of an artist. So it's like what I've done, where, okay, you don't want to be a PT. Why are you in the gym for 3 hours each day, bro? Do you get where I'm coming from? So it's like, for artists, are you a complainer? Is that your job role? Do you get where I'm coming from? It isn't. You just gotta get something done. Do you get? Or you gotta read a book or something and turn your head to a new space. Central C's doing shows in Australia, going to America, like. Now, what I really love about this scene, even though it does come across a bit weird, I'm not going to lie, but I like seeing people go to America and try something new. Do you get where I'm coming from? And try and build a fan base somewhere else. Like, I'm not saying if you can't do it here, fuck off elsewhere. You can do it here. You can figure it out. But then it's like, once you've got it, even if it's only 5K, maybe go to Germany, see what Germany's saying. You've got some listeners in Germany, go build a community in Germany. Because the way the UK works as well is, from what I've seen, you do your thing somewhere else other than in London. London's a trap. You do your thing somewhere other than London, they're going to love you in London.
Yeah.
Then because we love you in London, other places are going to love you too. Then it's like, because other places love you, it's just this domino effect, innit? Do you get what I'm coming?
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I think it's, like you said, like in this day and age of efficiency and whatever, and like digital... Like you see people blowing up all around you all the time. Like you see like a new famous person like every day. Yeah. Sometimes people forget that you have to do stuff that's like outside the box, where it's like it's not what you see on like for example, like with Skepta, where was it shut down or no one shut down? Anyway, one of his big tunes. I can't remember which one it was, but basically like. Have you watched his documentary? Anyway, don't matter. Yeah. He went to Paris to some party. I think it was actually a Virgil party. This is like back in the day when he used to like DJ and stuff. And this is when German Whip had come out.
Yeah.
And he's in this party and he's like, he's not invited, but he's just outside for like 2 hours trying to get in. On his ones. He just went to see it, just to do research, just to see what people enjoy and listen to. And German Whip came out and like all the models were like dancing to it. He's like, what?
Can't believe they're dancing.
To this tune. He's like, nah, like I can do this. And then he was recording. He just sat there. There's a good clip of like he just recording, just learning, just taking it in. Like sometimes you gotta do weird shit, bruv.
Go somewhere else. Even if it's internally in your brain, like go somewhere else.
Because it's obviously you see the stuff that's happening around you. You see all the like all the glossy stuff on Insta and stuff. But yeah, people gotta remember it's like you have to do stuff that don't really make sense at the time, but it's like it don't make sense. It makes lots of sense, but it doesn't make sense in terms of like immediate
success.
Yeah.
You gotta be willing to invest.
You got long term.
These are the sacrifices everyone in these interviews always talks about. Is like, can you really say to yourself, for this year or for the next 3 years, I'm focusing on this, fuck it. Because that's the feeling, it really is. Well, I've tried this, I've tried that. You know what? I love this. Oh, fuck it. I'm focusing on this. No friends, obviously friends. But you know what I'm trying to say here? No friends, no nothing. I'm focused. And I think if people were willing to dedicate their time, they'd figure it out. But what was it? I was watching, there was this like famous director, and he said that people try to manage their work when really they should be managing their time, because there are two forces in any industry, and the forces are work and time. One is infinite, one is finite. And people always think time is infinite, and time is finite, and work is infinite. So why would you try and manage an infinite resource when you really should be trying to manage your time? So it's like in his video, he said, if I'm trying to write a script by summer and I just say to myself, I'm gonna write a script by summer. You're not gonna write a script by summer. For fuck's sake. But if you say to someone, I want to write a script by summer, I'm gonna put an hour a day, 5 days a week to get the script done. Probably get it done in 4 weeks. Do you get where I'm coming from? So realistically, I don't even know where this links back to, but someone like Skepta now probably had that moment where he said, man, I just need to manage my fucking time. So rather than me sitting here in London, it's not been working anyways, let me just go somewhere else. And look where it done for his career. Then it was London, then it was LA, New York, all these places, everywhere, connecting with the people he needed to connect with.
Yeah.
But he also had a mad story to tell. And that's another big thing for an artist as well. It's like, if the problem lies in what it is you're trying to tell people, they don't know. So it's like, okay, if you don't know what the fuck you're trying to tell people, you're just going to take this person's shit, that person's shit, that person's shit. And not even that, you probably just take one person's thing and say, fuck it, I'm going to do what he done because it worked for him. And it's like, man, if you tried to direct like me, it wouldn't work.
No, it wouldn't. No.
So if I tried to direct like you, it wouldn't work. If I tried to direct like this person, that person, this person, that person, this person, that person, I just took things for loads of people and kind of put it here and thought for a sec and said, and then I'm going to spin it like this. It's probably look amazing. But people just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like authentic storytelling is really hard because
it's really hard.
Yeah, and like because obviously, quite often like greasy stories are like, exciting to hear. Like, when you hear like action, like like people back in the day like fucking firing off like guns and that and whatever. Yeah, it's cool to hear, and like people like to hear it and whatever. But sometimes when people have not lived that life and speak about it, it's mad cringe. But
cringe.
But then also it's like, but also you gotta remember, bro, there's just as many people that can relate to your story, whatever your story is. It actually don't matter. Like,
what is it though?
Do you know what who's been popping up my YouTube recently? This guy from back in the day on like one of those like SBTV like old like freestyle ones where they like, and yeah, this guy called Elro. I don't know if you remember Elro.
Elro, yeah, I know the name still.
Yeah, he's some like white guy from like Wales, isn't it?
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
like, he's so like uncool guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like
Just a
dead style,
normal guy.
Yeah, just like goes to pub. But his whole thing is like he doesn't really have much of a self-confidence with girls. He's not really like this bravado guy, and he's mad honest about it. And because it comes off like so like
real, isn't it?
So real, and you can relate to certain bits. You listen to it, and then he you know, he like raps about like anxiety, depression, and that, and like, and people, I mean, like people like to hide away from tough topics, innit? But yeah, it would be nice to hear more of it.
I think there's a big issue with escapism in society today, and I just kind of thought about that now. Actually, that you've said that, because Elro probably someone who isn't as lost in the source. I'm sure you've heard that phrase before, like being lost in the source. Imagine how easy it is to be lost in the source in 2022. Do you get where I'm coming from? Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, blah, 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 all these things. And it's like, everyone makes escapism music. Not everyone. Large majority of people make escapism music. And it's like, it's very easy to make escapism music. I got chains, I got bitches, I got cars, I go on holiday, I'm in Dubai. Do you get where I'm coming from? Fendi, Louis, Gucci, da. It's like, okay, 70% of the whole country is working class. We can't afford Gucci Louis, bro. At least I can't. I know what people are really saying here. I got my one Gucci belt, my one.
I die like even like I've seen people wear Canada Goose and they're on the bus. It's like, bro, that's an £800 jacket, bruv.
You clearly could buy this bus. No, I'm playing, of course. But what the fuck are you doing on the bus? Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, I've seen some crazy things, and obviously, don't get me wrong, probably a large majority of them are fake. That's not even like.
Yeah, no, that's also true.
But also, it's even the fact that people are willing to buy it. Like, I'm seeing secondary school kids in fucking Canada Goose, and it's like, okay, don't get me wrong, we liked nice things in secondary school. I had like Hugo Boss trainers in secondary school, like these school shoes, but I grinded for them, and they were like what, £80. Do you get where I'm coming from? I was selling Snicker bars it was, but at least £80 isn't £800 for a Canada Goose jacket. Like, it doesn't make. If I saved up for a year, I'd have £80, or saved up for like 3 weeks because I was making the beats in secondary school. And freaking nowadays, it's like, yo, what is this? That's obviously going to lead onto a whole other issue. But the issue with escapism is mad, innit? And because so many people are escaping their realities, how the hell are you going to rap about your own shit? Like, you probably don't even know what's actually happening around you. Your brain's kind of, the world is around you, like happening, like this room, and my brain is literally wherever I'm looking at in Instagram. So if I'm seeing pictures in Dubai, I'm in Dubai right now for the 2 minutes I'm looking at this picture till I phase back in, and then
it has a crazy effect on you.
So
I remember, do you know what? I used to live in, this is one of the reasons I stopped listening to like proper like gritty music. I used to live in W10 for like 3-4 months. Green? No. We're near Wood Green here. Yeah, no, that's like Kensal Green, Wilson Junction. That like that area is just full of madness, bro.
Yeah. Police sirens.
It's like one of those like postcodes where you don't even have to go outside the postcode to have postcode wars. They just have it in between.
The actual thing. That's like Toast Hill in Brixton.
Anyway. I remember just like going there and
block
just
wars, block to block. Like.
I remember like moving in. I was all calm, like going chicken shop where I didn't care. And then like over the course of like 2-3 months, I was proper like listening to like whatever music was out in it about the area and stuff. And I started getting shit going out. I was like,
what's happening around here?
Who am I? I'm not involved in any of this stuff, bruv. Why do I care? Like, they don't make...
music made you care, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. It became my reality. It became my reality. You know what I mean? And so it's like, and I was like, no, this don't make sense, bro. I enjoy the music, but it's like, if it's making me feel like actually scared to go out because... But then it's one of them things where like, ignorance is bliss and whatever. But I don't know, man. That made me feel proper weird. Proper paranoid for like
I can imagine. For a while. How it depends. How do you listen to music? Like for me, when I listen to music, I'm a thinker. I've always got thoughts going on in my head. So I'm not crazy, by the way.
Nah.
But there's always a voice in my head talking, and I'm always thinking.
Yeah, of course.
So when I listen to music, I tend to listen to music for beats, character. Do you get what I'm coming? Like it's an entertaining moment.
Yeah.
But someone else like Dean listens to music and he hears every single lyric. It really takes a lot for me to listen to lyrics.
Same.
I'm a visual learner though. Are you a visual learner or what you?
I don't know. I think I'm a bit of a mix. I don't really know what I am, honestly.
I always learn by seeing, or it's very easy for me to focus on something when I can see it. Do you get what I'm coming? See it and hear it. Then it's like, okay, yeah, I'm listening and I'm paying attention. So I think if you're the kind of person where you can really ingest lyrics, man, that music will get to you. Don't get me wrong, there's times where it gets to me as well.
There's a song I actually can't listen to.
Which one?
What's it called, bruv? But it's I'll try and find it while we chat now. I'll try and find it while we chat.
Check it. But grill is like a grill tune, you know. Drill.
No. It's like an American tune. It's a mad storytelling one
and it just gets dark. Some people make some dark music, man.
Very dark.
I can't listen to all that super dark shit. I must say.
But this one is like, do you know what? I can't remember what it's called. It's probably for the best.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, man. London culture is strange. I love it.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of bad in it, but it's like any culture is the same. Obviously, I've lived in London my whole life, so I can kind of really speak on it, man. It's very easy to be antisocial in London. Let's just put it that way. Very easy to just walk around and it's your world. Do you get where I'm coming from? No one's involved until someone talks to you and you're like, what the fuck? What are you talking to me for? You know I'm in London. What the fuck is this about?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you know that brother Castillo?
Yeah.
I've been listening to him. He's been popping up my YouTube recently. He's mad entertaining. He's a crazy guy.
Mental, bro.
Crazy guy. But his thing is like he actually a loner, bro.
Yeah.
He don't like. I think he don't really like to
talk to people. Mate.
Talk to people. He don't like to face his reality too much.
Nah.
And I feel like there's a lot of people in London like that.
That's exactly why I said what I said before.
Yeah.
Like escapism, bro. Because okay. Just deep it. How fucking hard is it to live in London? It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not so hard because I've come in. I didn't grow up here, which I'm grateful for.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Be happy, bro.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like I grew up in Bulgaria. It was very, very different.
Was it more difficult in Bulgaria than
I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's hard to compare. I loved it out there, innit? I loved it. It's freedom, friends and that. Like, I really enjoyed my childhood in Bulgaria.
No, that's good.
Yeah. And there was no, like, in my circle anyway, there wasn't never anything about, like, you know how you're saying about, like, Hugo Boss trainers or what?
None of that.
None of that, bro. I ain't give it. No one cared.
No one give a shit.
No, like, it wasn't even, like,
because people weren't doing escapism out there, though. Do you get where I'm coming from? Maybe there wasn't anything to escape from because there's more of a sense of a community out there. So it's like, we're all in this together.
Yeah. The community side of things was very, very different. Like, the one thing that sort of, I mean, I guess it's like any metropolitan city. Like, when there's so many people around, it's hard to have strong communities. Yeah. You see communities like when there's like on like old council blocks or like old markets and stuff. I love, like, I try and make community everywhere I go in it. Like here in my area, I know everyone. I go shop.
Good.
Like every boss man.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. It makes me, it makes me feel so much more like safe and comfortable in the area when I just go to the shop, like, what's going on? Go to the other shop, what's going on? I walk past like the pizza guys. Like it like, I feel like it's built into me from my parents and how they used to live and my grandparents, where community was everything. Yeah. Because when everyone's skin, everyone's poor.
Yeah. Who cares, bro? This is the norm now.
Yeah.
You see, the issue in London is everyone's poor, bro. At least the vast majority of us are struggling, bro. But we can't let other people know. No, that's the game of London, innit? So I'm sure
Yeah, that is strange.
It's the game of London, bro. Like, bro, after my bills and stuff, I don't have much money to play with. Do you get where I'm coming from? And then I'm gonna probably end up in overdraft because of travel. And I'm good with money. Like, I'm not actually spending my money. It's just that is how much London costs to live outside of your parents' home. And
because you moved out, innit, recently.
Yeah. So I'm in North Greenwich now. And
enjoying that.
Yeah, bro, it's good, man.
So when did you move out?
September last year.
So how's that been like?
Oh man, at first it was stressful, bro. Oh man, like
just getting used to all the things that were just feel there.
Luckily for me, because I was like an older brother for my siblings.
Okay,
I'm cool. Cooking and stuff like that is calm. It was more about dealing with being a working adult who isn't at home anymore. And who has to, your money, you need to make sure. Like when I was at home, don't get me wrong, you need to make sure you have money, but you need to just make sure you have enough.
Yeah.
So if I'm a bit in the red now, it's calm because next month's paycheck will bring me back. No, that's not how it works no more. Next month's paycheck won't bring you back.
That's stressful.
But I liked it. It's like, that's the hunger I needed. So as soon as I moved out.
100%, bro.
Why I recommend people to move out, doesn't matter where you live, like move the hell out. Because you'll figure out quickly what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, obviously I still use socials and stuff, but it's like, I don't need it as much unless I'm learning on there, something that's going to help me further. And it's only since, I've always been quite a serious person, but it's ever since I moved out, that the seriousness just got focused. Do you get what I'm coming from? So it feels good. It's honestly amazing.
It's good for you, man. I feel like it's such a, it's so important to move out. And also, on the broader horizon, it's you learn so much by throwing yourself in the deep end.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
When you're just like
kind of moseying into things.
Yeah, well, like I've heard people say, bruv, like what's the point of moving out? Like, I don't need to pay rent to my parents. Yeah, cool, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you got to look at it from a whole different perspective. Whole different perspective where it's like, yes, you don't have to pay your rent to your parents. And that sometimes, it can be good actually if, saving up for a house or whatever. Obviously, there's circumstances.
Yeah, but how many people are actually doing that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course.
Actually doing that.
So, like, moving out just opens the horizon.
Everything, bro. I just walk different, fam. I'm not saying it like it's changed.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just some people, like I said, I'm a visual learner. I needed to see it before I could go, oh, yeah, I've been slacking. I need to be on job.
Yeah.
Like, okay, obviously I'm not going to let BKAS go, but it's okay. At work needs my focus now. It doesn't just need me to come in and do the bare minimum anymore. And that's the problem with the escapism thing. Because I'm okay with my escapism, everything in life just gets the bare minimum. Do you get me? And like I said earlier as well, that's the lost generation thing where we got lost on Instagram. A lot of people with talent, other than the people who managed to really sit down and cut through, most people with a lot of talent just got lost on what that person's doing and what this person's doing and what that person's doing. And it's like, that's not bad if you're looking at people and learning from them, like actual learning, like, okay, I want to learn about marketing, or okay, I want to learn about cinematography. You're just like, oh, that video that he did, I need a video just like him so I can, and it's like, that works for him. Do you get where I'm coming from? But anyways, moving out, do it. Everyone who's listening to the podcast and you haven't moved out of your house, I highly recommend.
It's time.
If you have a full-time job, move out of your house. That's
and even if you don't, bro, sometimes you got to take risks to really put your
It's not a waste.
It's not because it's also like you gotta remember, like your actual survival instincts kick in. Once the bills need to be paid, you make money.
You make it somehow. Something in you goes, money. It needs to be made today. Hey, yo, bro. So I never called no one. I never sent a message in a group chat saying, guys, I'm looking for a job, looking to double my salary this year, blah blah blah. Until this year, when I said, yeah, I'm trying to get a new job. Hey, man, if anyone knows any job, blah blah blah, it's different. Because it's like now I'm in exhaust all options mode. Do you get what? Even I talk with a certain right now, and it's like, move out. Honest to God, move the hell out. Even if you're 18 and if you are 18 You make £1,000 a month, move out. If you're 24, you make 1,200 minimum. Move the hell out of your house and figure it out. Honest to God, wake up. Do you get where I'm coming from? And it's mad because my parents been. In fact, actually, a lot of people's parents, they be putting people in the wrong place. Yeah, man, you can stay at home and save.
But parents want one time with their kids, in it. Well, not everyone,
not all of them, but I know what you mean when you say that. But also, the problem is this. On the flip side of that, it's stay at home and save. But you're a pagan. What do you mean you're 22 and you're still living at home?
Yeah,
what do you mean you're 24 and you're still living at home? And it's like, yo, but you told me to stay and save. So I'm trying to save. What do you mean you need £100
Parents
to do
are confusing,
this?
bro.
You're confusing the hell out of me. So I sit here and I just go, okay, I very much like to face reality. I try my hardest. I got my escapisms in it, but I try my hardest to face reality, especially when I get stuck on something. When I get stuck and I realize I'm stuck, I go, why the fuck am I stuck? So you're saving up for a home. All right, cool. If you want to get a home, yeah, you're probably going to have to put down like a 30k deposit. 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom house.
Something like that, yeah, along those lines.
And this is me not even knowing the full numbers. And I like to know the full numbers before I get to move into things and stuff. But it's like, okay, I've never saved 5 figures in my life. How the fuck are you going to do that? Staying at home. And it's like, some people can. And if you can, let's say if you was really smart, you went to uni, you got yourself like a 30k job, and you're just one of those people that from 21, you've just been at home saving. You probably hit 28 and go, calm, mum, thank you so much. I'm off.
Yeah,
but your life's been real boring. I must say that more time anyways.
Yeah.
But I think, I'm like, okay, anyone who is, this is coming from someone who did it quite late as well. I'm 28 now. So I moved out when I was 27. First time moving out. I've lived on my own before, but that was my first time officially going, fuck it, £500 a month, let's go. We'll figure this out. And it's like, honest to goodness, do it. Because it just makes you just have to think about everything. And we don't do it enough. We don't actually think. We just get told what to do more time by this. Do you get me? On Twitter, people telling you how to think. On this, people telling you how to live your life, what to eat, what to dress like, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yo, take a second, think. You can't dress like the influencer on Instagram. Your bank account. You see, I'm sure you live like this as well. My bank account tells me everything about me, and it tells me everything I can do. Do you get where I'm going from?
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah.
To an extent, why I say that is because it's like the things you spend your money on is you, on an emotional level. Realistically, like, okay. You say you can save for 3 months, and then you might have a month where you go crazy and you just take away it out. Really, what I think is going on is you're probably stressed and you're burnt yourself out, and now you're comfort eating. If you look at it like that, and then why I say it tells you what you can do is because it's like, okay, the man didn't want to. Oh shit! I'll call him back. The man didn't want to go out for somewhere, or you want to go on a date with a girl or something like this, and it's like, look at my bank account. Bank account says no. Do you know where I'm coming from? And but that's also because I've focused now because I've moved out, and it's like, all right, Ime, if you've moved out of your house, there are things you need to put as priority. Do you get where I'm coming from? And man, I don't know what you'd say about this or what you think about this, but see, young men, we need a year or two, no women. Some man can do it. I think, let me not talk for all men here, actually, of course not. But most men, you need a year, no women, bro. Because it just makes you go, oh, I was doing it all for women for a long time, bro. Honestly, man.
Yeah.
And it sounds so stupid when I say it out loud, innit? But
no, it's true. I mean, also, there's very dependent on like your surroundings as well, innit? Because 100%. I feel like in culture in London, there's a lot about women. Yeah. Obviously, I mentioned Costello before, but people rate it, not rate it, but like listen to him. Because like. Yeah, I mean, you're not that Gucci belt you got on. Like, it's not for you.
Nah, it's not.
It's not for you.
You don't necessarily like Gucci.
Yeah.
You just no girl them like it.
Yeah, exactly. And they think it's just like this bravado thing, but no, it's not. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's a tough women one. Can be definitely.
It's a tough one.
I think in London culture,
there can be a distraction.
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky in it. I've been very lucky with like having a good sort of a good education in terms of just like action from my parents. My parents have like such a great relationship, and like they did it so they're really stuck with each other in terms of where they don't need to tell me no lesson, because I can just
you see it.
I see it. Yeah. So, and the way they respect each other, and it goes both ways. So for me, I see people who are like, it's not good. And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, dating apps and stuff are very addictive, and then like built to be, and women are addictive. And and I don't think it's necessarily women's, but it's the it's that sort of like affirmation you get, like women,
they're onto me, so I'm doing okay.
Like women like me, so I'm
all right. But I can be complacent is another thing. Like, okay, women are addictive. Are you addicted to your craft? I'm being that guy, right?
Yeah.
Are you addicted to your craft? Like, these are the questions I ask myself nowadays, isn't it? Because it's just I want to stay focused. I don't want to burn myself out, so I balance now. But I want to stay focused for as long as I can, because the longer I can, the better I'm using my time being alive for. So it's like, obviously, never really going to talk down on women. When I say that thing about women, it's not towards women. It's towards man.
Oh, so it's 100%.
It makes you understand. Like, my dad said it to me. He's like, man, a young man, you can't talk to a young man and tell him not to be on to women. Do you get where I'm coming from? Too many things are going on in his body But when you realize, though, I just hope people realize, like, at some point that, you know what, man, I was really doing it for. Because for me, I was doing it for the craft, of course. I would have never pushed it as far as I pushed it. But also a big part of it, or when I look at how my time was used, it was, hey, yo, do a little thing so I can have my escapism. Women, do you get where I'm coming from? So I'll do my thing here. And it's like, now it's more about figuring out, well, now that I have figured out that was what it was for, and then I have had a time in my life where that hasn't been it, and I was really lucky to see that I still have a love for the craft. No women involved. So it's like, okay, so it's this that I really love. It's a different level of focus I need to apply to this now. Hence why I'm trying to learn now. Before it was, and I'm sure a lot of people are like this anyways, where it's like, man, I know what I'm doing. I was going to do this thing, and if it makes sense, it makes sense. Now it's more like, okay, if I'm going to use a month or two of my life to do this, what examples has this been done before? Has this worked? How have multiple people done it? How can I do it differently? Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, these are the questions I'm asking now, because I'm understanding that you want to go somewhere, you want to make an impact. You got to show the people what they've not been shown before. You want to do something that's not been done before, you need to know everything that's been done. And that takes a lot of knowledge. Do you know what I'm coming from?
Definitely. Yeah.
So we're getting like deep and
no, it's good. I do want to speak to you about fitness though.
Yeah.
Because before 2020, or was it 2020 or 2019?
It was 2020. Yeah.
Before that, were you into it or?
Yeah, so I've played sports.
You played basketball, yeah? No?
Yeah, so I played football from when I was a kid till I was like 14 and broke my leg. Then I played basketball in secondary school, dance and stuff like that. So I've always been active.
Yeah.
Then I was playing basketball from like 2013 and I've just been banging it out. Then 2018, the man them started going to the gym, and they've been going to the gym for a minute, but I started in 2018 October. You know, I was very on and off with it, I'll tell you the honest truth. And it wasn't until 2020 where it became something that man could do every day, 5 days a week. Because it started off with just calisthenics, and just going to the park, doing pull-ups and shit, finding something to do. I've always worked out. So I'm that kind of guy, like, I'm bored, I fuck around and just do 10 push-ups. Do you get where I'm coming from? And
so it made sense.
Didn't it? So my boy, he's more into the gym than I am.
Yeah, I met him.
The Demola. Yeah. At the thingy shoot, 14 shoot.
That's it, 14 shoot. Yeah.
So cool. He's been banging out the gym. So he was just like, yeah, bro, what, you work out? Yeah, come, let's go work out. So that was my thing that helped me get through lockdown.
Yeah, definitely.
Smoking hella crow, because we'd go smoke a spliff, work out, chill, smoke a spliff afterwards. But it worked, didn't it? I don't know. It helped me. Not that it helped my body, I'm not going to lie, but it helped my brain. Do you get me? So I think, what was it? October or November, gyms came back open, 2020, and just banged it out since then, innit? Banged it out. And then it was seeing how, whoa, I focused my time on this. Like, I made sure the whole of 2021, gym, bro. As anytime it's open, with gym. Do you get where I'm coming from? Had my weeks off, so I'd take like the odd week off, but more time. I'm sure everyone on my Instagram, sorry, I was working out.
Hella,
They're working out. And the main thing that taught me was just discipline.
Oh, yeah.
Honest
Big time.
Like, mentally, it's discipline. Like, Ime, you said you was going to go.
What sort of things you do at the gym?
What, now or?
Now, I guess, yeah.
So now I'm more focused about body balancing, and I've always kind of been about body balancing. And when I say that, it's just like, there's certain parts of my body I've always understood are just weaker than others. Really super strong quads and like strong abs, but a weak core. It's weird. So I can do hella crunches, but I can't necessarily do a hanging L sit.
Yeah.
So it's like weak core, weak back at first. So it's like, now the top part is stronger, the bottom still got its issues to dealing with anterior pelvic tilt, blah, 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 all these like words that people know about if you're in gym life. And so my main thing is about body balancing. So I do a lot of like hip mobility. Shoulder mobility is another one that I've started banging out as well, and hamstring mobility. So wherever I'm just freezed up, I'm just trying to free up and then build strength in the area. I'm not fast with being huge. So when I realized that, like, okay, I don't need to be huge. Like, I'm already seeing the size, so I'm happy with this size. This is okay. I don't need to be popping through my hoodie and shit like that. I'm cool just being normal size, but I just want to I want to have a general feeling of strength.
Feel good.
Strength through my body. Do you get where I'm coming from? And then put some good numbers on the board, and that's me. Do you get what I'm saying? So the aim is to deadlift 300 kg.
Is it?
Yeah, at some point.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of weight, but it's like, why the fuck not? Why not for the next 5 years?
What can you deadlift now? Do you know?
200.
200.
So it's like 100 kg more. It's a real uphill journey. But
what can you squat?
I can't squat that much, man. I can squat. The most I've ever squatted is 170. Terrible squat though.
That's still a lot though.
It's a lot, but it was a terrible squat, so I don't count it. But I can squat 110 arse to grass all the way down. Literally all the way down, all the way back up, 110. So I tend to say my PB for squat is 110.
Yeah.
And now it's
a big difference between 110 and 170.
Do you get what I'm saying? I can show you the videos. Like the 170, I literally, my legs barely, it didn't even get to parallel. Bro.
Yeah.
I was like straight. So if I'm like this, that's parallel. So I'm up straight. It goes to here, then back up again. I was like, that's not a squat, bro. That's not how we do things out here. So, like watching Ivan Jurek, he does squat every day. So stuff like that proper helps me to just understand the body. So me watching all that stuff now, it just made me understand, okay, crypto, 2021, I took in crypto. I just watched the video every day, 20 minutes. By the end of the year, something clicked. I was like, I get it. I understand crypto. And all through the year I was working out. And I was like, oh, clicks.
It clicks.
I get it. Okay.
It clicks.
So this is how you get better at shit. You just do it every day. For a period of time.
Because quite often it don't make sense. Like, well, sometimes it happens with me as well, like all the time. Like I'll just go gym and it just why am I going gym today? It doesn't make sense. But then it's all about the long run, innit?
It's all about the fucking long run.
If you have it on a chart, you know what I mean? If you just have a chart and you just see all the dots being ticked off, it all makes sense. It makes sense the long term.
It's so hard. You know, a big thing as well is faith, man. That's another big thing. I'm not trying to get all religious in here or nothing like that, but it's what I mean when I say faith. It's like I have faith in the fact that I want to lift 300 kg. I can. Maybe 3 years. Because I'll just put the time in. Learn where my weaknesses are, build upon my weaknesses, and then just in my allotted time to the gym, 300 kg will hit. And that faith is what came to me. It's through lockdown. lockdown, I don't know what lockdown was saying for you. Lockdown was tough for me mentally. And it's the first time I've ever dealt with real like anxiety, panic attacks, all this kind of stuff. And that journey of like self-understanding of what is wrong with me, why, how can I fix it? Now let me just fix it. That whole journey was step one. And it's just like my brain was, how can I say this? It was a beautiful thing, but it was closed. It's like there was a barrier around it emotionally. Then it kind of just opened up emotionally. I could feel people. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, and then it became something where it was like, okay, I'm a lot better at kind of dealing with people around me. Let me deal with myself now. So it's like, okay, I've always wanted a certain body. Managed to build that out of faith. Like I had a lot of faith in myself body-wise anyways. But that was like a real set in stone thing. Like, yeah, cool. Then it came into 2021 and it was like, I have the faith that, because I've been saving a lot through 2020. I said, I have the faith that I will be able to learn what this crypto things is about. I need some money.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, had the faith, and now same thing's just going with that. Now it's about my craft and directing. That's where my faith lies now. Where it's like, you've always, since I was like 7 years old, you've always wanted to do this. I have faith you can do it at the level you think you should be doing it at. Just learn it. Just put the time towards it.
I agree, man. I agree, and good for you. Like you have to put faith in yourself.
Yeah.
Even like. It's basically what all like, you know, like successful and semi-successful people say. It's like even when
it didn't look like it makes sense.
Yeah. You have to, like, the faith has got to be there, and you can't lose track of like the end goal, because it's what it's all about.
Yeah,
but also it's very hard to like know what the end goal is.
That's another thing, bro.
For me as well, like it's quite often I'm just like going about my life. I'm like, I don't even know what the end goal is. But is there an end goal? I don't know. For me, it's like, you know, making the most of life and, you know, really enjoying it while I'm at it. But it's got to be goals. There's got to be. I remember like when I was younger, I was like sort of almost against goals. I was like, nah, I was just like,
let me just fuck around and do my shit.
Yeah. Which I think it can be good as well, because then you get to try loads of shit. You get to try bare shit, like whatever you want, especially my shit. Because I've been freelancing since I was like young, so it gave me the opportunity to sort of have that sort of mentality where I was just doing whatever, whatever,
left to right, whatever. Yeah. It's so important, and it's so key to focus in. You know, do you know about Naval?
Yeah. We spoke about him.
We've spoke about him before. Yeah.
I even had one of his tweets like by my bed for like a whole year.
I can't blame you. It's amazing. The way he thinks speaks to me. Do you get where I'm coming from, man?
Naval's facts, bro.
Facts. So the way he does his things, and he's really understood like human consciousness with social media. And he's like, the way the world is headed, you need to specialize in something, because a lot of labor jobs are going to be gone in the next 20 years. Gone. So I feel like lockdown was like a premonition for the next 20 years. Like in 20 years, you probably won't need to come out of your house to do your work. Adobe updates every fucking year, annoyingly. So many systems are updating every year. My fucking iPhone, the latest iPhone, was not as expensive as they used to be. These were super cheap. Well, not super cheap. They still cost money, but nowhere near as much as this would have cost. An iPhone 13 or the latest phone 2 years ago would have been like 100 and something pounds a month. And it's like, I ain't buying that. All these things are getting cheaper. All these things are getting more and more amazing.
You don't even need to go shop to go get food.
Do you get one? You can do it from here. Everything's convenient.
I've been doing I've been ordering my food through Amazon recently, bro.
The grocery store.
Yeah. It's Morrison. I literally, instead of, because I go for Morrison anyway, so they have the Amazon Fresh, and I get free deliveries.
I do deliveries for Amazon, so I've probably, not to you, of course, but because I do it in Croydon, but I've seen that the people just ordering hella water and groceries and shit. And I'm like, right, through Amazon. But Amazon they're trying to get into that thing because they understand people want convenience.
And also, if you spend over £40 through delivery, so I'm actually saving bare time. Like going to the shop, dealing with like wood green Morrison,
which is long.
Long.
That shit.
And then it saves me like an hour and a half.
And that's what Naval was talking about. I'm sure he said that thing of like where you can outsource because save you time to use your brain.
Yeah,
for
of
shit,
course.
you know?
Yeah. It makes a big difference.
So you could just understand how in the next 20 years, everything's going to be different. And if you can't specialize in one thing, man, you're going to find it hard to have a career nowadays. So doing everything has its time, which is supposed to be in your youth. But a problem, and this is where it's going to be so interesting when I have kids as well, is because I hope I can explain 18 to 24 to them correctly. Because it's so crazy how if you hop out of the madness of 18 to 24, you have a much better adulthood and life.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
Very
Generally,
formative years.
Yeah. And if you're stuck, I was stuck in the chaos of 18 to 24. I can't lie. I was working a little bit, but generally stuck in the chaos. And I find it, I feel like it's going to be so interesting to be able to kind of navigate my kids through that time, because it's mad how you're supposed to be a certain way at 18, but you don't fucking know. Nor do you believe that you should be that way.
But you are. Yeah.
But you are, because if I was as focused as I am now when I was 18, it'd be mad. And it's so mad. I now understand why everyone says that, because they're like, oh, if I just put 5 years on something, anything, an hour in a day, I'll probably be fucking amazing at it in them 5 years, because we're all autonomous beings. You keep doing something. Hence why it's so hard for us to put our phones down. We just keep putting them in our hands to look for shit.
Social media, isn't it?
It's social media, because they understood us on a psychological level. So red badges, all sorts, the vibrations, all sorts. They know. They said, "Oh wait, we need you stuck on this app. Here's an algorithm. You ain't never leaving. We know exactly what you like." Do you know where I'm coming from? So
that's why I had to leave.
Same.
Yeah.
Like I'm on WhatsApp. I'm on everything, but I'm not using it. Like, I don't watch people's stories, and it's not because I'm trying to be antisocial. It's because it is so antisocial. Why? Like, if you deep it.
It is.
If I watch your story, I don't have to talk to you anymore. Is it on?
No. Yeah, I'm just checking.
Yeah.
That's all.
If I watch your story, I don't have to talk to you. I've seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah,
you don't have anything to tell me. Do you get where I'm coming from? So it's man, I don't even know. We're definitely
tangent, but looping it as well. To be fair, but
a little bit.
Whatever. I do want to talk one hot topic. Go through, man. Hot topic. Fucking, because we've talked about Joe Rogan before, innit?
Yes, yeah.
Joe Rogan, and now he's.
I don't know what's happening. Explain it to me quickly, because I saw a video on YouTube saying that Spotify won't remove Joe Rogan. So what's he done now? What's happened?
So there's a bunch of events in it, and it's felt very calculated, but anyway.
Yeah.
So there was the Neil Young thing where basically this old like rock star, big guy, whatever. He didn't agree with Joe's like views on like vaccinations and stuff. Which is a whole conversation, because probably he hasn't even watched the whole podcast. He just sees the headlines and then he's like, he's made my mind up. Anyway, so he left Spotify. And then he was like, they can either have me or Joe Rogan. But I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. It wasn't really like, he wasn't really putting it on Spotify. He was just like, I'm just gonna do my own thing, whatever. And then the media turned into this whole thing. It was like Neil Young versus Joe Rogan. It's like, and Joe Rogan wouldn't even say nothing. Anyway, whatever. So that while this whole controversy was happening, some lady, I can't remember I don't know what her name is, and she basically made a compilation of back in the day, because Joe used to say the N-word back in the day. Yeah. But in his podcasts, podcasts. So up until like
that boy living a crazy life.
Yeah, up until 2017 or 18, and then I guess that was at the point where it's sort of, that word sort of became
a mad thing.
It wasn't. It didn't matter the context. Nothing mattered, didn't it? It could be like a book title.
It's all,
unless you're a black person, you're not allowed to say it. Cool, whatever. And that's how the culture moves. And then so there's this video compilation of him came out saying like saying the word like from every single time he said it.
Yeah.
And it looks bad in it. In the compilation, looks
because
bad.
It would. It's just hella him times.
Hella
times him saying it, and it's like, boy.
And then the worst one actually was he sort of like, it was just a sort of like a distasteful joke at out of conversation where he would and I personally think this was the worst one. He didn't even say the N word, but he was going to see Planet of the Apes in like Philadelphia, I don't know, some US place, and then he said something along the lines. I can't quote him. It's like bruv, I felt like we walked into the Planet of the Apes and we went into this cinema, blah 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 blah. And that one was the rough one, but that one was the podcast from like 12, 13 years ago, innit? And that one was the rough one. So that's what's been happening now. So obviously they removed like all the podcasts where he said the N-word and like a bunch of like other ones and whatever. So have you been? So you haven't been even?
No, bro. I just been working. I haven't taken any drama in, but that sounds like a madness. Is that what's been going down?
So that's what's been going down.
Stress.
Yeah, stress. I mean, like I think it is good to keep people at a high standard. Like, you know, it's like, especially when it comes to things
like that.
So when you have a reach like that, obviously people are going to keep it to a high standard. It makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
And obviously racism, a whole mad thing. I don't think he's racist, but
I don't think he's racist either. But those are racist things you're doing, bro. Do you get where I'm coming from? You can't blame someone if that's what they start talking about you with. That's why everyone's supposed to be careful these days. If you get that title thrown at you and you fuck around and lose your job and you only said it that one time, then it's like, bro. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like any crime, it's like a social crime now, isn't it?
It is a social crime, yeah. That's what it is. Well, if you haven't seen it properly, there's no even point to
give you any hot takes.
Hot takes.
Man. Unless you got another hot take.
No, I don't. I was just gonna see like if you'd seen it properly, because if you haven't seen it, then it don't even make sense to speak about it.
Speak about it, really.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening, but no, Joe Rogan, don't do that, bro. Be smarter out here. Bro.
Yeah. He made an apology and like spoke about it, and he hasn't said it, to be fair, in like 3-4 years. He's obviously learned from his mistakes.
100,000. You know what I say though? Don't apologize. You know, not Joe Rogan. I'm talking in general. I can't wait to hear the time when someone says, "No, fuck you. I ain't saying sorry." And they get super cancelled.
Yeah, super cancelled.
No, because then it's crazy. I feel like cancelling doesn't cancel anyone. It just makes that person a bit more famous, bro.
Well, cancelling is weird, right? Because like before, everyone wants an apology, innit?
Yeah,
everyone wants an apology. And as soon as the apology comes out, the apology wasn't good enough.
It's never gonna be good enough.
It's never gonna be good enough. Yeah.
So I on some punk shit, innit? On some fuck it, just make people
angry
for no reason.
For no reason.
Bro, fuck your apology, bro. I don't need to apologize to you, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't get me wrong. It like depends what you've done.
Yeah, that really depends.
Do you get me? Because if you've offended some people who really shouldn't have been offended, now fuck you. Why are you looking? Don't look over here. Do you get where I'm coming from? But sometimes this is definitely not linked to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, apologize.
Yeah.
But in some cases,
I get you.
Do you get what I'm saying? There's like, some points where it's like, no, people are being too sensitive. Fuck you guys. Like, stop being a bitch. Do some push-ups.
There was work culture, innit? It's all about this work culture nowadays, where it's people getting cancelled for no reason. And like you're saying, people ain't struggled enough.
You ain't struggled enough.
If you're really worrying about again, not talking about the Joe Rogan thing, just about, I see some people get cancelled over like dumb shit, like there was this one Asian actor who's from New York, and I mean this is a whole American thing. Like over here, it don't even really happen like that. But she had to do this whole thing where people were accusing her of having a black accent, which is she just sounded like she was from New York. But that's where she's from, innit? But then she had to make this apology video. It's like about her having an accent, a New York accent, because she grew up in Queens.
People will say you're culturally appropriating things or whatever it is, and that.
But then it's weird because if she put on an Asian accent, even though she doesn't have an Asian accent, it would be fine. No one would even like paint an eye.
This is the issue with all this political correctness, though. It ends up shooting itself in the foot. Like, bro, no matter, because in the end, we're supposed to be more about inclusiveness, yeah. So why are you excluding her from having an accent? It's an accent. Do you get where I'm coming from? Obviously, if she was taking the piss out of it, and you could see she's taking the piss out of it, yeah, maybe she probably has something to apologize for. But even then, sometimes it's like, what if it's a comedy skit? Because it's killing, like, political correctness is killing a lot of things. Comedy's dying. Do you get what I'm saying? Art is dying in certain places. Acting is dying in some cases.
Well, it's not necessarily like there's obviously like heroes and stuff within it, but like for example, it's like I remember, what's his name? The guy that played Stephen Hawking. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
So this actor played like a transgender person in a film, and then the transgender community like why didn't you get a transgender person to play? It's like, bro, it's literally his job to act as a different person.
As this, do you get where I'm coming from? Now, there's been times when it's like, like the black and the white thing. That's sometimes I can understand that because it's like, why is a white guy playing a black character?
Yeah.
In the trans thing or a gay thing, it's like, don't get me wrong, cool. If there is an amazing trans actor
that fits the bill and
also has to have a certain status as an actor because it's not just the actors.
It's of course, it's not going to sell the film.
Cool, but obviously, who knows, man? Nowadays, gotta be careful what you say if you fuck around and.
Yeah, no, you gotta be very careful.
I gotta do an apology. I'm just saying, fuck your apology.
No, but it's not really saying anything insensitive. It's just about like
but that's the issue. It's when you're not saying something insensitive
and it's to get taken
marketed as insensitivity. It's crazy.
Because in one sense, I get how it can be annoying for people. But yeah, with acting and comedy, the lines are blurred.
It's blurred, but I'm telling you right now, people aren't even trying to blur it no more, bro. People just, you see, after Dave Chappelle goes and whether he's done with his comedy career or what. Where's
there's a couple comedians. There's a couple comedians trying it, definitely, but it's
a dying wave.
It's I don't think so. Honestly, I think
people are learning to spin.
People are learning from it, and I think it's actually like most people aren't like that. You know what I mean? Like most trans people or most gay or whatever the race. Then that's not the majority. It's always the minority, the most loudest. That are like, you know,
with the most fans online,
that speak for the rest of the community when the rest of the community don't want to be. They don't want to be spoken.
Publicized like that as well.
Like,
yeah. Oh well,
whatever, bruv.
Such a tight. I don't know what it is, man. That politically correct thing just makes me tired internally. To be honest with you, like the current state of social media isn't too healthy. Let's put it that way. It depending on which circles you're in. And I remember when people first started coming out saying, yeah, man, social media is making me depressed, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is so normal. And it wasn't until lockdown when it was like, oh, I see it now. Because it's a shared consciousness on social media. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, your subconscious is being fed certain things. Depression. A lot of people out here thinking that they're depressed, bro. You ain't depressed. Go outside and talk to your fucking friends. You'd be okay. But there's people who are depressed who need to go speak to somebody.
Yeah.
And those people are going onto Twitter and then making you believe you are because your subconscious has been fed it. It's like an epidemic. It's like a social media epidemic. That's when I first realized it.
Yeah. I do remember reading something about it.
It washes over people because you've seen it. If you're scrolling, this is why it's another big thing for me as well. I try to be so selective what I see on my timeline. If I am going to be scrolling, let me see certain things. And because I naturally don't see certain things on my timeline because it's not been on there for so long, I don't even think about it. If I see, all I'm seeing on my timeline on Twitter is NFTs, UK music. Is what I've tried to.
Yeah.
But no matter what, obviously people are people. You're always going to end up seeing some drama in there. But I try my hardest to kind of keep it to focus towards learning and making some money. And the same thing on Instagram now. It's changed where it used to just be got them workout videos. Got 'em. Now it's more workout. But even the workout videos is lessening now. It's like I just want to see motion design. I want to see editing. I want to see art.
Nice.
I want to see things that's going to kind of grow me. Do you get what I'm coming from?
Yeah. I hear that.
And some people obviously kind of understand that, especially at a young age. Bro, oh my days, fuck around. You know, there's people that are anti-social media, bro. Like, absolutely anti-social media. Like, there's kids in America. There was this one, I can't remember the channel, but it was literally the other day. And I think it's called Grey Area or something like that. And they have...
like a YouTube channel.
There's a YouTube channel and they have these debates. So they'll have that. There was another one like, should you beat your kids or shouldn't you? And they'll have people that beat their kids and have people that don't beat their kids. But in this case, there was social media for pro social media and against social media. Yeah. And I was just like, against social media? Like these are 14, 15, 16-year-old kids. Yeah. Against social media. I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, what do you mean you're not on social media? And there's a huge wave of kids that are just anti-social media.
That's very
even
interesting.
From that age, they feel it. Like, there's something within them that goes, this isn't normal socialness. Like, it's not actually social to use this.
Well, because now I guess that generation is kind of like, they're the second wave of people that have had social media from literally
kids.
The beginning. The beginning of time where they can
life. Yeah.
So really. I feel sorry for the first wave, because like we were sort of on the brink when Instagram sort of became part when like you know, like your late teenagers.
Yeah, it was definitely late for me. So I'm already fully grown.
Yeah. And then you didn't have there was a lot less to like worry about. Obviously there was other means of like online communication, like Facebook was big in whatever, MySpace and stuff.
But
like,
also Facebook was
different.
It wasn't anywhere near what Facebook probably is now.
No.
Where they didn't even have the same mechanism. Bruv, I had Facebook when Facebook showed you whatever someone posted when they posted it.
And that was it.
Not 3 days later.
Yeah.
It's chronological order. I scroll down and see, I remember Thingy posted 6 hours ago. Let me scroll down 6 hours and see he posted it.
Yeah, I know exactly
where I'm from. So now...
And that was lit. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that.
Don't get me wrong, I've gotten used to the algorithm, but I've never enjoyed the algorithm. I like the chronological feed.
They actually spoke about that, bringing that back, you know?
The chronological feed.
Yeah.
I think they did that, and they said Instagram's going to have 3 now. So there's like the...
so what you can choose?
Yeah, they're trialing it in America first, where it's the algorithm feed, Reels, and then a chronological one. Like a home feed. And I was like, oh, fucking thank you, bro.
Yeah.
I can actually see my followers posts and shit.
Because I remember like, people would post and you're like, I didn't even see you post, bro.
People will post for 6 whole fucking months. I won't see you've posted nothing until I see you. And this is where the algorithm is crazy. I don't know how far this thing goes. I swear to God, all I'm going to see for the next 2 days is you on my profile page, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm actually out.
You haven't been out.
No, I'm actually out for the year, innit?
But great, fam.
Yeah.
This stuff here, the way it works is crazy. I'll talk to someone or I'll meet someone, and the next day, first picture, and it's like, was you listening to me? Did you know I was with this person? Do you get what I'm coming from? I don't know how far it goes.
It's
on YouTube.
Have you watched Social Dilemma?
No, what's that? Is that on Netflix?
Yeah, it's a documentary. Basically, a guy called I can't remember his name, but he worked for Google. Then there's the previous CEO of Pinterest. They get a bunch of people and they talk about all this stuff and how it's really interesting
how deep they've got. I'll definitely try to check that out over the weekend.
Social Dilemma. And the guy's been on a couple of podcasts, and I think he's got his own podcast as well. But
be surprised.
But yeah, it's mad interesting.
I can imagine he probably doesn't let his kids use Instagram.
I've said this on a podcast before, in it, but just to freak you out a bit, just how crazy this is. Yeah, Facebook. So because obviously Facebook's whole thing was like Facebook was dying at one point, but the only thing that was really working for them was groups. You know, like when like subcultures and stuff, they'll make their own groups and like they'll chat.
I'd be in a million groups since.
But so, and they were like, oh, let's capitalize on the whole group thing. So, and this goes back to the whole like troll farms and stuff, but I'll get into that. So basically, what Facebook did was they changed this like tiny little thing where it was basically if someone invited you to a group, that group, a couple of the posts just might pop up on your timeline. Like it might not be like in the group, but they'll pop up.
Yeah.
And as soon as you click to check out the post or whatever, you automatically become part of the group. So you like accept an invitation without accepting an invitation.
Oh shit.
So what ended up happening is like these like basically these troll farms which are sort of, you know, like based in Russia and China or whatever, that are sort of made to like stir up shit up. In quite like unique ways. So what ended up happening was like they took big advantage of this. So they would just invite like hundreds of thousands of people. And then all of a sudden they have these gigantic groups. But it'll be mad sneaky. So for example, like with religion, like America's so big on Christianity. Out of like the top 10 groups, top 10 Christian groups on Facebook, like 8 were all like actually fake. They were just made by like some anonymous person somewhere that was pretending to be someone.
Mad. Yeah.
Like and this it's not about Christianity. Like name anything. So they go deep. They go deep. It's very interesting.
Yeah, man. Because social media, I think it's a finite thing. It's like you can only be on for so long before it gets to you. Do you get? And everyone's limit is different.
It's different. Yeah.
And I've just learned to balance now, personally. Like because I understand how serious I need to be in real life.
You get to a point.
You have to disconnect. Did you get where I'm coming from? Like I'll be on my shift sometimes, just waffling away on Twitter, tweeting off, and it's like, as much as it is me, it's weird as well because this is another thing. It's me talking to me. Like it's even in my bio. I'm really just talking to myself because it became that way on Twitter where you're not actually talking to anybody. No one's replying to your tweets no more. You're just talking to you. So I was like, all right, if I'm talking to me and I'm going to read back my tweets, let me tweet some stuff that when I read it back, I go, oh, this can make me feel good. And I'm like, okay, why the fuck am I tweeting this much? No one's seeing this shit. Only because I've been getting a couple likes nowadays. And it's like, this stuff's so dangerous, bro. It's so like subhuman level. Like it really understands what makes us click and keep coming back to shit. And it's like, oh God. Kind of just have to escape. That's my thing, man. Kind of just have to escape. But I don't want to power off social media because it's got its pluses. I would have.
Oh yeah, I
would have never met you without social media.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have never even built a company without social media.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the pros are immense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
100.
And that's what people stay on it, innit?
Yeah.
But
because they believe.
Yeah, believe something might happen from it. They might one day they might like become the next thing. But it's not just about that. There's a lot of good that comes from it. It's just need to balance it out.
Balance. Like. But yeah, cool, man. What are you saying? Anything else you want to chat about?
No, I think that's it, man. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you coming.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
it's nice to have a chat with you, bro. It's been a minute since we've seen each other,
seriously.
Hell, bro.
2022. We'll definitely work something this year. Yeah. It's going to happen.
Man. Something just needs to come through. I'm at this new company now as well, so we'll see if there's things that come my way might be directed towards you as well, bro.
I'm about.
Calm things.
All right. Signing out, mate. See you later.
We outie.